Hey guys, it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing this super fun festival look. I actually created this one at the end of last year to a festival that I went to, and I wanted to film it for a while, but I just didn't think it was ever the right time. But I've had like a 4-week filming drought, and I was like, what better way to come back than with a festival look right in time for Coachella. You know your girl's got your back. And another great thing about this look is that you can, you know, replace these dots with gems, or you can just use different colors. Like, I use neutral colors because none of my festival looks are ever neutral. So I was like, believe it or not, using neutral colors is stepping outside of my comfort zone when it comes to festivals. So here we are. But if you like the way that it's looking, keep watching and we'll get straight into the tutorial. Okay, you guys, so I've already got my foundation and bronzer and contour, etc. down. So if you want to see a tutorial on that, I've got one. I'll link it in the description box below, and I'll also just write the products that I've already got on down in the description box also. So I just feel like if I include that, it's going to be a half-an-hour video, and nobody wants that, let's be honest here. So the last thing I did is bronze, so now I'm gonna apply some blush. I'm going to dip into my Jaclyn Hill and Becca face palette and use the blush color Amaretto. Wow, this is dirty. And using the angled side of my Makeup Forever dual ended brush, just gonna put a little bit of color on my cheeks. So nice. And then just flipping the brush over, I'm going to use the round side to blend everything in. Now for highlighting, I'm going to use the same palette, and I'm going to use Champagne Pop to highlight the high points of my face. And my XObeauty Shimmer Fan brush. And because it's a festival look, we can go crazy with the highlighter. Make ourselves look like a light bulb. Okay, so that's the face done. Now we're going to move on to the eyes. I'm going to prime them with the Urban Decay Primer Potion in the shade Eden. And that's just going to make sure the eyeshadow stays all day and night at the festival. And I've tried and tested this bad boy and it really works. Blending that in with my Zoeva 142 Concealer Buffer. Every time I do this, I just feel like I'm creating so many wrinkles. It just doesn't feel good on the thin little skin. And now I'm just going to set that primer with the white shade from my Smashbox contour palette, but you can use any powder, doesn't really matter. And I've just got that on my Real Techniques setting brush. Now we have a beautiful blank canvas to work on. So for this look, I'm using the Tarteist Pro Palette because it just has the perfect kind of bronzy shades for the look that I want to do. Let me just zoom you up a little bit. That's enough. Starting out with my Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer brush, I'm going into the shade Innocent, which is just that one there. And I'm just going to use that for my transition. And taking it right to the inner corner and then flicking it out even past my brow almost. Like there. Because we love the drama. Okay, now I'm going to highlight my brow bones. So I'm using my Zoeva 237 Detail Shader brush and the colour Glam. It's so shimmery and beautiful. Don't mind my ferocious brows. They're going to be taken care of tomorrow. Now with my MAC 217 blending brush, I'm just going to blend that transition shade into the highlight colour. Beautiful! Now I'm going to go in with the shade Whimsy on my Zoeva 228 Luxe Crease brush, which is in dire need of a wash. Actually, all my brushes are. You'd think after having so much time off YouTube I'd have clean brushes. But no. I'm just going to pop that in the crease. This is a giant brush, but that also has black on it. But it doesn't matter if it's a bit messy because there's just so much going on in this look that it's really easy to fix up a mess. So don't worry too much. So just keep going over it in the crease. Taking it right down to the inner corner of your eye. And then I'm just going to pick up some more and flick that out as well to where the transition colour went to. And I'm also going to cover my outer corner with that colour. And then flick that out too. And my inner corner. So we're going to do a halo eye. Just a very dramatic one. Now with my MAC blending brush again, I'm just going to make sure that that's all blended. And just soften those edges up a little bit. Okay, now my Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite Crease Brush and the shade Edgy, that one there. I'm just going to deepen up the outer corner and the inner corner. And drag that out as well. Bring it through the crease a little bit. And inner corner. Then of course blend it all together. Now with my Zoeva 234 Luxe Smoky Shader Brush, it's just a flat brush, I'm going to take the shade Ethereal, which is just a really beautiful shimmery goldy colour. And I'm guessing you already know where I'm going to put that. Freaking amazing. It's just so beautiful. So I'm just going to keep packing that on because that's what we tend to do with shimmery shades. Just keep packing it on. If you think you're finished, you're not. Just keep going. Alrighty guys, now for lower lash line, I'm going to pick up my Zoeva 228 Luxe Crease Brush again and use the colour oh, Struggle Town. I'm going to use the colour Innocent and just sweep that all up on my bottom lash line. And joining that to the flick. Then just blend that out a little bit. Then with my Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite Crease Brush, I'm going to go into the colour Whimsy. And brush that just right on the lash line, don't take it any further. Now with my 230 Luxe Pencil Brush, I'm going to take the colour Edgy again. And I'm going to focus that on the inner third of my lower lash line and the outer third. Now we are smoky. Also with the same brush, I'm going to just use that colour Ethereal in the middle third of my lower lash line, but we're going to add a bit more glam to that in a few steps later. Now I'm going to line my waterline, so I have my Maybelline New York Lasting Drama Gel 24-Hour Automatic Gel Pencil. Picking up my detailed shader brush again, I'm just going to highlight my inner corners with that Glam colour, which was the same colour we used for the brow bone. My eyes are like a waterfall right now after doing my waterline. Now I'm just going to add some mascara, so I've got my Tarteist Lash Paint here. But you can use any mascara because we're popping lashes on anyway, so it doesn't really matter if the mascara is good or not. So I'm just going to do one nice little coat and do my bottom lashes as well, and I'm going to give them quite a generous coat while trying my absolute hardest not to get any on my lower lash line. Now for the lashes, for festivals I always use XObeauty lashes because I always find that they stay on, so I just like to use what I know. And I'm going to use these ones down the bottom called the Rebel, because I love the depth that they have at the lash line and then they kind of wisp out to not as much. So I'm going to pop those on off camera because it's just not a pretty sight watching me put lashes on. It takes about 15 minutes and we can all do without that. Okay, I'm back with my lashes on and it's actually been like an hour since I left because I started putting my lashes on and then realized that I got individual lash glue and it just wasn't holding up the lashes. So we went on a little road trip and bought some lash glue, and then Matt wanted to get some food. So if my makeup's looking a bit worse for wear, it's because it probably is. So I put the lashes on and then I just kind of lined over the top of the lash band to make sure all the glue was covered. And now we're going to move on to the fun part. So here I have some Inglot pigment and it's in the colour 64. And I'm just going to pour some of it in the lid. And I've got my trusty old Duraline, which is just my festival best friend. Turns any eyeshadow or pigment into kind of like a liner. So I'm just gonna drop some of that in the lid. Then with my Zoeva 315 fine liner brush, I'm just gonna mix that all until I get the kind of consistency that I want. It's quite fiddly getting the right consistency, so just be patient. Okay, so now it's kind of that kind of consistency if you can see it. And I'm gonna start out with the dots above my brows, so. And it looks cool when you've got a lot of product on the brush because it's just looks a bit more textured, and it lasts longer too if you've got more product on there, obviously. Never ever do this if you're in a rush because it's just gonna look disastrous. When I actually wore this look to the festival on New Year's Eve, I did it in the car and it just looked so bad. Like I had to take it off a million times and start again. So take it from me. And now, you know how I said I was going to jazz up the lower lash line a little bit? Now's the time. So I'm just going to draw, like cover the middle third with this and then kind of make a triangle shape going downwards. And I love how this orangey kind of colour really ties in with that gold that's on the top of our lids. And then I'm going to go over my Cupid's bow. Like that, make a little mustache. And then I'm going to draw a fake lip ring. Is that in the center? I can't tell. I love that. I think it ties it all in together perfectly. And now, last but not least, I used the Benefit Hoola lip gloss in Ultra Plush, I think it's called. And I didn't go over the gold bit because that would just take it off. And there we have the completed look. Maybe I should do something festival-y with my hair so that it, I don't know, I feel like that's good enough. We can work with that. I suck at hair anyway. Now, the only thing about this that isn't very long wearing is the gold thing on the bottom of the lip. It stayed on really well until I ate. So when I ate, it kind of just transferred onto the top and it made my whole lips look really gold and shimmery, which was actually kind of nice. It just didn't obviously have the same effect as it does now. So I just carried the little Pigment and the Duraline around with me, and when it would wear off, like every few hours if I was going to the toilet, I would just quickly do it again, and it was actually a lot easier than it sounds. But it's up to you, like you don't even have to add that bit if you don't want. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I think it's a really cool one because it's festival but it's without glitter. Like some people just don't like glitter. I think you're a freak if you don't like glitter, but it does get really annoying, especially at a festival. It just ends up everywhere, like all over your clothes, all in your bag, and you just take it home with you. So that's why I do like this tutorial. And if you do choose to recreate it, please tag me in any photos. I would just love to see your takes on this. So I'll see you guys later on this week for I'm doing an educational video actually. That's going to be my new thing. I'm going to do an educational video every week and a makeup tutorial every week. So that'll be posted on Friday, so keep your eyes peeled and I will see you then. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, okay? Mwah! Thanks for watching, guys.